Morning. Go ahead and stand at the end of your mat. Actually on the floor without your feet actually on your mat, but close enough so that you can take one step. Yeah. If you've put your blanket there, it's an obstacle. You're welcome to step over it. All right. So kind of settled into your breath while you're standing here. Think of your mat as a space that you're stepping into. And when you're ready, slowly put one foot on your mat. Really notice the feel of your mat under your feet. Take a few breaths here. Maybe notice the temperature of the air as it comes in and goes out. Let's inhale our arms up and exhale, gentle forward fold. I'm going to continue to keep my back with its neutral curves. Inhale up, exhale down. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep all the way up. Bring your palms together if that works for your shoulders. Take a nice inhale and lengthen all the way up from the soles of your feet through the tops of your fingers. As you exhale, just curve your body to the right. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, curve to the left. Inhale, nice and tall in the center. Exhale, cactus arms. Bring your shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, your arms out wide, palms up. Maybe look up, just inviting God's presence to your practice this morning. And then as you exhale, bring your hands together at heart center. Take a few breaths here. Last week we used the 4-count inhale and 6-count exhale. I don't know about you, I've been using it off and on since last Monday. It's a way to calm our nervous system, and yet it doesn't put us to sleep. It kind of brings us into a really balanced way of being. And inhale your arms up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus arms, open your heart. Inhale, arms wide. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Return your attention to your breath. Our practice this week is the practice of saying grace. Maybe another way of thinking about that is expressing gratitude. Go ahead and reach your right arm forward and turn your fingers so they face kind of towards the floor. As always, go through your comfortable range of motion. And if you found that you've gone too far and your body's giving you cautions, adjust. Take your left hand, maybe gently add a little stretch. You can kind of do it off and on, so you're not just completely holding it steady. And then switch hands, left fingers point down. Maybe gently use your right hand to give some gentle assistance. And return to standing mountain. Let your shoulders sink down. Gently engage your core muscles. Find a focal point out in front of you. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, if there's some extra tension in that left upper back or the side of the neck, see if you can help that release. Inhale, bring your head to center, and exhale, left ear drops toward the left shoulder. I find if I keep my eyes focused on that focal point straight ahead, I can tilt my head without kind of twisting it through the neck. Inhale up to center. Bring your hands together at heart center one more time. Maybe close your eyes. If you have a phrase or a word to kind of cement your practice today, a breath prayer we often call it, if something comes to mind, you're going to use that as you breathe here. Or if you wish, you can use inhaling I am, exhaling grateful. All right, if your eyes are closed, blink them open. Bring your hands down by your sides, palm facing forward. Find that focal point ahead of you. Get your feet hip distance apart. We're going to step forward into high lunge, which I always find to be quite challenging for balance. So find that. Square your hips to the front of your mat. And you have the option to sweep your arms forward or up, depending on what works for your shoulders today. Experiment with your weight distribution, front and back foot. See what you prefer. Check in with your breath. See if you can deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. Take a nice inhale, drop that back foot. We're coming into warrior two. So the back foot's out at 45-degree angles. Take a nice inhale, sweep that left arm back and around. Bring both your arms parallel to the floor. Again, experiment with weight distribution and whether or not it helps you to think of stretching your mat longer from the short ends. Check in with your breathing again. On your next inhale, pivot your feet so they face the long end of your mat. Maybe you lift your arches, engage the core of your feet. On your exhale, let your arms come down behind you. Feel like you can softly clasp your fingers. Engage your core. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Inch forward into a wide stance forward fold. Remember, your feet aren't glued to your mat, so you're welcome to kind of inch or move them closer or farther away if that feels better. Invite your gluteals to participate in this pose. Take a nice big inhale. On your exhale, do use those gluteals to help bring you upright. And we'll go back the way we came. Warrior two, pivot on that front heel. Follow the back foot. Sink into it by bending that front knee with the option to bring your arms parallel to the floor. Return to that deep and slow breathing. Find a focal point out over those front fingers And we're going to transition back to high lunge. So take a nice inhale. On the exhale, sweep that back arm forward. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Find your balance. And if your arms and shoulders are tired, you're welcome to bring your hands maybe to your hips. Or if you wish, you can bring them out or overhead. And to help us get into mountain pose, on our next inhale, let's sweep our arms back. And as we sweep them forward, they'll help propel us up to mountain pose. And inhale up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms together. Exhale, curve to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, curve left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms out, palms up. Again, look up. Receive and think of gratitude. And exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Take a nice big inhale. And a slow, stress relieving exhale. This time we'll step back into high lunge. Transfer your weight to your left foot. Keep each foot in its own track. Find that focal point. And hands can be at your hips or forward or up. Yep, go ahead and adjust. Find the slight variations to make the pose use the least amount of energy possible. All right, on our next inhale, we'll go into warrior two, pivot on the ball of the back foot. Adjust the spacing of your feet if you need. Check in with your breath. All right, on your next inhale, pivot so you're facing the long end of your mat. I'm going to switch around here so I'm facing you. Exhale, let your hands come behind you. Option to clasp your fingers. Engage your core. Exhale, hinge forward into wide stance forward fold. If it's part of your practice, you can certainly bring your fingertips or your palms to the mat. Keeping the core engaged. Use those gluteals to help inhale and bring you back up to center. And again, we'll return the way we came, warrior two. Left foot points forward. Right foot pivots in. Left knee bends. Go ahead and focus out ahead of your front fingers there. Inhale, sweep that back arm forward. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Find your low lunge. Maybe it's high. Mine's kind of in between. You're welcome to switch your feet, but I think that would end up disrupting my balance. All right, inhale, sweep your arms back, and exhale. We made it up to mountain pose. Inhale up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center, side bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms wide, gently looking up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Again, pause for a nice big inhale. And a slow exhale. Yeah, it's coming on to all fours. I'm going to get myself facing what I consider the front of my mat here. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's inhale into cow and exhale into cat. Inhale cow, exhale cat. This time when you inhale into cow, see if you can pause here and do your exhale still in cow. And another inhale. Exhale in cow. Inhale into cow. And this time, exhale, come into cat. Again, see if you can hold your cat with a couple of full breath cycles. Inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to see if I can keep my shoulders from inching up toward my ears. Gently keep my abdominals engaged and expand through the sides of my rib cage as well as the back. And exhale, return to neutral. Inhale, come up to kneeling mountain. Find a focal point. Step your right foot forward. Keep your hip points squared to the front of your mat. And then just kind of gently sink in and a little out. Maybe finding a little more space and range of motion through places that seem a little restricted. If you sink in somewhere and find that it feels especially beneficial, go ahead and pause there. And plant your hands inside that front foot. You can stay on that back knee, or if you wish, turn under those toes. Again, you can experiment by using your right arm on the inside of your right shin there, calf, pushing it outward a little, just kind of in and out, small motion if that feels good through your hips. And then let's return to all fours. And take the weight off of your left hand and flip it so the back of the hand is gently on the mat. Maybe wiggle your fingers. Find a little extra range of motion through your hand. And then go ahead and switch. And return to kneeling mountain. Step your left foot forward. Pause here with your hands on your knee. Again, just gently move within the pose. Finding what your body needs. And plant your hands in front of that front foot, inside of it, with the option to come onto the ball of the foot and the back foot, turning under the toes. And once again, if it feels good on this, hip and leg. Can use that left arm to gently push your left calf just a little bit away from the midline. And return to all fours. Inhale to kneeling mountain. Turn under your toes. Inhale your arms out wide. And exhale, bring the heels of your hands to your low back. Again, kind of make some gentle adjustments to find out what works best for you. I read a quote last week that we use the poses to get into our body. And it's so easy to think of using our body to get into the poses. I have some still processing that. All right, plant both your hands here. Come on down onto your forearms and your knees into a kneeling plank. You're certainly welcome to plank from your toes if that works for you today. Check in with your breath, see if you can still do that. Deep inhale and longer exhale. And then release. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Coming into cobra. So you can either have your legs about hip distance apart, or if you prefer, you can gently squeeze them together. Engage your core muscles in the front of your abdomen. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. And inhale up into cobra. Hands are light on the mat. And exhale, release. Take a few breaths in crocodile. If you like to stack your hands, put your chin on your hands, that's an option. Or maybe it feels good to, if it works for your neck, you can turn your head and rest the side of your face on your mat or your hands. Just make sure that your body's not fighting against it. Choose something that truly does feel comfortable. Maybe turning to our breath prayer. I am grateful. All right, come onto your forearms again. Elbows underneath your shoulder. And return to forearm plank, either from your knees or from your toes. And as always, you're welcome to change your choice while we hold the pose. You're also welcome to come out of the pose whenever you feel it's working for you. Maybe one nice big inhale. And one more nice big exhale and lower down. Cobra, hands underneath the shoulders. Core, shoulder blades, glutes, cobra. Exhale, release, and go ahead and take a few breaths in your version of crocodile. Maybe you want to put your side of your other cheek onto the mat or your hands. Our scripture comes from Romans chapter 14, verse 6. Those who observe the day, observe it in honor of the Lord. And those who eat, eat in honor of the Lord, since they give thanks to God. Here, come onto your forearms again. Take a few breaths here in Sphinx. Feel a nice opening through your heart. And then maybe two different options here. You can either do dolphin pose, which is a lot easier on the wrists. So you would clasp your fingers together and either do a puppy pose dolphin on your knees or more of a downward facing dog dolphin. Oh, I always feel so upside down. Or if you prefer, go ahead and do downward facing dog. Any of those give us a little bit of inversion. And as always, you're welcome to choose your choice if you find that suits you better. See if you can deepen that inhale and lengthen the exhale. And let's all meet on all fours here. Take a breath. And then come on up to kneeling mountain. There's always that adjustment from upside down to right side up. Let's inhale up. And exhale, come down to kind of a child's pose. Inhale, part way up to all fours. And exhale, return to child's pose. Inhale all the way up, kneeling mountain. Arms overhead, palms together. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms wide, palms up. Gently look up. And exhale, bring your hands together at heart center. Thinking of that attitude of gratitude. All right, go ahead. And if we're coming up to our feet again, if you like to come in through balancing rock, stretching through, oh, I really feel that through the low calves. Wherever you feel that, make sure nothing hurts. All right, find your breath, and to add a little balance challenge, if you wish, you can keep your heels off the floor for a little bit as you slowly rise up to mountain pose. All right. We'll try that little sequence with the high lunge, the warrior two, and the wide leg forward fold, kind of a little more as a flow. So we'll see how that goes. Find your focal point. Inhale as you step your right foot forward. Whoa. Into high lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front knee, pivot on the balls and the whichever way you need to. There you go. Exhale, bring your hands behind you. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, pause. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, sweep the back arm forward, pivot on the back foot. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back. And whoops, I had my exhale in the wrong place. I made it anyways. All right, find your focal point. Transfer your weight to your left foot. High lunge, right foot steps back. Inhale your arms up. Exhale into warrior two. Oh, I'm gonna face you again. Inhale, pivot to the long side. Exhale, hands behind you. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale up. All right, warrior two. See if I can remember which direction I am here. Find your focal point. Inhale that back arm forward. Return to high lunge. Sweep your arms back. Sweep them forward to bring you into mountain pose. Here we are. Inhale up. And exhale forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, side curve to the right. Gonna feel if you've got a little more freedom of movement than when we did this first thing. Cactus arms. Inhale your arms out, looking up a little. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, with your hands still at heart center, I'm going to pivot so I can face you. Find a focal point. Well, let's try tree pose with our hands together at heart center. To transfer your weight to your right foot. Kickstand the left. You can stay there or bring the sole of your left foot onto the calf of your right foot. I love this one. It's like I always call it training wheels. I'll just stop watching myself on the screen. You can bring your hands up if you want. Oh, the center of gravity goes up. Keep breathing. Now to come out of this, you can reverse your motion, right? Bring your hands together down to heart center. And plant both feet. All right, shake it off. All right, feet together, palms together at heart center. Maybe if I remember to get my gluteals and core muscles into this, we'll be a little more stable. Kickstand, right foot, core, glutes, breath. Relax my jaw and shoulders. Arms overhead if you want. Peacefully returning the way I went into it. Doesn't always happen, that's okay. All right, I think once more on each side, kind of warmed things up, yes? Yeah, there we go. Wiggles. All right. Feet together, hands together at heart center. Our breath prayer. I am grateful. Transfer your weight to your right foot. Move into your tree pose at your pace. And when you're ready, if you haven't already, go ahead and come out of it the way you came in. Maybe let your hands come down, palms facing forward. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Close your eyes and return your attention to your breath. All right, if your eyes are closed, blink them open. Bring your feet together. Palms together at heart center. Engage the core and the glutes. Transfer your weight to your left foot. Move step by step into your tree pose. And again, if you haven't already, make your way out of tree pose. Let's inhale up and exhale forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale, side curve to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, looking up just a little. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Let's make our way down onto the mat. If you like to come through yogi squat, that's an option. I find it helpful to bring my hands here. Just thumbs are on the inside of the thigh, fingers are more on the outside, and drop my tail. That way I can give myself a little support and find what works for my body today. And then let's all meet seated in staff pose. Hands are next to your body with the fingers pointing forward. Let your arms help support yourself. Now, depending on your body proportions or how your wrists are doing today, even just making a little fist can be a lot easier on the wrists and still give your spine some support. So find what you like. All right, let's come on down to our backs. Plant your right foot on the mat and your arms down next to your sides. Now, if it works for your shoulders, see if you can bring your fingertips just a little bit under the sides. Stand up and show you. So you can feel that curve in your lumbar spine there, below your ribs, but above the pelvis. Just notice your natural shape. And then gently engage your core muscles while still keeping that natural curve in your back. And see if you can raise that left leg maybe just an inch off the mat. Now you can stay here, or to make it more strenuous, see if you can lift your upper back and maybe the back of your head off the mat, just like half an inch. Still keeping the natural curve through that lumbar spine. Check in with your breath. And when it starts to get choppy, go ahead and release. Take a nice inhale. And a full exhale. And switch. Plant your left foot. Slide your right leg nice and long. Flex the ankle. Engage your core. Think of reaching out through the bottom of the heel of that right foot and see if you can lift the right leg just an inch off the mat. Check in with your body. Make sure you're not getting any caution feelings. And then if you wish, keeping your neck in neutral, so you can lift a little of the weight of your upper back, maybe the back of your head off the mat. Gets to be tricky finding places to breathe. And exhale, release. Maybe stick out your tongue. Your jaw was doing more than it usually does. And you can either do windshield wipers or just put your feet at the edge of your mat and let your knees rest inward on each other. Either way, deepen your inhale. Lengthen your exhale. And plant both of your feet, arms next to your side for bridge. Thinking of keeping your natural curves in your spine. Again, engage your core. Your gluteals, you can tap them with your fingers to make sure they're online here. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Press up into bridge. And of course, you're welcome. If it works for your body, you can snuggle your shoulder blades toward each other and softly clasp your hands underneath yourself. One more nice big inhale and exhale. Lower your spine either as a unit or rolling one vertebra down at a time. Again, extend that left leg long. Keep that right foot planted on the mat. Put your fingertips under the sides of your waist there, finding that lumbar curve. Engage your core. And lift that left leg off the mat just an inch. Keep your breathing deep and smooth. And if you wish, again, you can see if you can take some of the weight of your upper back and the back of your head off the mat. I find it even more challenging if I tuck my chin a little and almost try to keep my back of my head touching the mat. Exhale, release. Go ahead and switch sides. Plant your left foot. Extend your right leg long. Maybe your arms. We've been doing a lot with the shoulders and the hands here. You reach your arms out to the sides and gently roll your arms from the shoulders. So palms down, palms up, forearm comes with it. Whatever feels good, roll the wrists. And then palms down so you can bring the fingertips just touching a little, just to kind of help keep track of that curve at your lumbar spine. Take a nice inhale and exhale, engage your core. And lift that right leg off the mat just an inch. Notice how that engages a lot of those really deep muscles in your core. And then you have the option to see if you can bring a little of the weight of the shoulder blades and maybe the back of the head off. And exhale, release. Plant your feet at the sides of the mat. Maybe a few windshield wipers, or just relaxing with the letting the knees fall inward and rest against each other. I was reading an article on worry this week, and they said worry is actually, you're almost praying for things you don't want. And I thought, oh man. But their point was, when we pray for positive, if we consider them positive outcomes, it's not just seeking God's intervention, it's engaging our capabilities. So we're more likely to find ways to contribute to those outcomes. All right, plant your feet about hip distance apart and come into figure 4 here. Again, kind of ease into it and find what works for your hip today. You could keep that left foot down or pick it up. Use your hands and arms to help support your legs. Your right ankle is flexed. And go ahead and switch legs. So when I thought about our practice for this week of saying grace, giving thanks, it reminded me of the power that has. All right, plant both your feet here. Cross your right knee over your left. Bring your arms out gently, kind of at a T with your palms down. And then take your left hand, and as you exhale, let your knees drop to the left, and you can use that left hand and arm to control the intensity of the stretch. The twisting. See if you can get some of the twist through your rib cage. Make sure you can still breathe well. And then engage your core. Inhale, bring your knees up to center. And switch so your left knee is crossed over your right. And you can use your right hands to help gently bring your knees over to the right. And as always, go by how it feels, since we are often different left and right side. Take a nice inhale, engage your core. Exhale, come back up to center. And if there's a movement, a pose you're really craving, before we settle in for our final relaxation, our Shavasana, go ahead and take that now. And if you've got socks or sweatshirt or blanket or something to help you be just a little bit more comfy, get that set up. Finishing up with some of our devotion. Saying grace is a spiritual custom observed across various faith traditions, involving expressions of gratitude to God for providing sustenance, and gratitude for humanity's stewardship over the earth. Many faith traditions have this practice. So this coming week, across the land, people will bow their heads and give thanks, either spoken or quietly in their hearts. We will give thanks for food, for family, for friends, and for God's providence. So return your attention to your breath. Scan your body. Maybe start this time at your jaw and your face. Looking for areas where you might hold a little extra tension. Take a nice slow inhale. And as you exhale, see if some of that tension dissipates. Maybe use the breath prayer, I am grateful. Inhale deeply, expanding through your rib cage, maybe up into your shoulders. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, grateful. Inhale into your belly and your hips. I am grateful. Inhale into your thighs and calves. I am grateful. Inhale down into your feet. I am grateful. Breathe here. I will watch our time. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring some gentle movement to your body. If you're on your back, maybe roll onto one side, take a breath or two there. And you can stay where you are, or if you wish, return to a seated position. And let's all bring our hands together at heart center. Close our practice with 3 inhales through the nose and audible exhales through the mouth. So inhale, exhale as we close our practice in the name of the Father. Inhale. In the name of the Son. And inhale. In the power and presence of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you for sharing your practice. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.